Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. I'm your host, Jesse Showalter, and we are on day 3, challenge 2 of the XD Daily Creative Challenge. A lot of people in the chat already. Man, we got Vipin's in the chat, Docho, P. Rivera, Sam Peterson moderating and rocking the house. Ruben, hello from the world, he says. He's everywhere apparently. Julia is in the house. Man, just say hi. I'm excited. Let me know where you're coming from and why you're excited about Wednesday. Tell me that, because Hadil's excited and Randy is throwing up some emoji claps. I like emojis. I like to do some emoji claps as well. Well, as you guys are all saying hello and joining us in the chat, we just got done with some amazing Illustrator work here on Adobe Live, here on Behance, and now you are in the XD Daily Creative Challenge. We're going to be focusing on UI design, UX design, and this week and next week, same time, same place, you'll be here with me, and we will be doing a bunch of different challenges that emphasize on connectivity, on how to connect with people in this disconnected time. So that's kind of what we're doing. People saying, hey, from Texas, from London, from Montreal, from Canada, from Dallas and Ecuador, all around the world, people are participating in the XD Daily Creative Challenge. And if you don't know what the XD Daily Creative Challenge is, let's talk about it real quick. Well, here we are at behance.net/challenge/XD. If you're not signed up, you can just click this big blue button that says take the challenge and you'll be signed up. And how it works is each day you're going to get a challenge that's unlocked. Yesterday, we did a little bit of work with Repeat Grid. We designed a video chatting application, a desktop application, and we explored alignment and Repeat Grid and some other fun stuff like that. And then today, we're going to be exploring Auto-Animate. We're going to be designing a community cookbook app. So you can create your own cookbooks, and then you can add recipes into it with other people. So you're all sharing the same recipes, because sharing is caring, and eating is what's up. So I like to eat. So Sam has got some answers for you. He's going to be moderating our chat. You can click right here on Get Started to get the starting file for today. And that is the first part of the Daily Creative Challenges. Next, you're going to join the community chat, not just the live chat we have going on right here with everyone throwing up emojis and happiness, but also you're going to join the XD Discord server, the Adobe XD Discord. And that's going to get you access for free to 35,000 creatives where you can share your work, get feedback, make friends, all that stuff. Connectivity. It's what's up. It's where it's at. You're going to watch our daily show. That's part number 3 right here. You can ask questions. You can interact with me live here in the chat. I like to answer questions and I like to talk about everything. This is real talk up in this stream today. And then after that, you can share your work on Discord and on Behance using the hashtag XD Daily Challenge in Behance, or just post it right up in the current challenge tab of Discord, and we will be reviewing each day the prior day's challenges. We're going to be doing that at the end of today's stream, and that will allow us to get in and get some work done and check each other's work out and get some feedback, improve, grow, sharpen those skills. That's what we're all about here. Let's look really quickly at the schedule. We just got done with Emily and Andrew, and they were doing a live graphic design, which was pretty rad. They were doing it at the same time too. It was kind of mind-blowing to me, just their workflow and the way that they were connecting. That was really cool. Here we are with the XD Daily Creative Challenge. Next, you're going to be drawing along with Kyle Webster and finishing the day out designing in 3D with Alex Lazarus. Lots of cool content, everybody from start to finish. Stay here all day. Binge watch this. You don't want to be watching Tiger King. You want to be watching this. That's what's up. Also, let me know in the chat, what's your favorite thing to binge watch right now? I want to hear that. I want to know. Maybe there's something I'm not watching I should be watching, okay? So Anmol, he says he has a question. Ask away. I'm watching the chat, and I'm trying to answer these questions. While we're doing that, let's drop back over to my desktop. I'm going to head over to Adobe XD. Your starting file will look similar to this, although a little bit different because I'm not allowed to give you all these wonderful resources. But over in our little starter file overview, you can see that we're on Wednesday, challenge number 2, and we're going to be designing that community cookbook app, focusing on animation. We're going to be doing some Auto-Animate stuff that's going to be fun. I got some inspiration stuff that I pulled there, and if you're looking for resources, icons, images, fonts, all that stuff, all those links are down here, so you can go find your own. Me, I found these, and I like them. I found a lot of them on Adobe stock, a couple of them on some free stock photography sites, just good stuff. Anmol says, can we do animations like it's on Awards, the website, AWWARDS, in Adobe XD? You can do some, not all. I'm gonna be really honest. A lot of those are done using After Effects. If you want real precision timeline stuff, After Effects is there. The Adobe suite all integrates and works together, which is really, really nice. But we're gonna do some pretty fun animations. Stick with me, Anmol, and you'll see today. So we'll see what we can do with the little bit that we have to work with right now. So some people say Top Chef. That works for today, actually, because we're doing some chefy type stuff. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in. And I've picked out some icons. I got a random QR code. If you scan that, I have no idea what it goes to. Some cool illustrations, some imagery, and some typography. Found this really cool typography off the last stream, actually, while I was watching Emily and the crew. They recommended this Gastromond, and I was like, I really like it. So I did a quick search. I found Gastromond literally 10 minutes ago on Adobe Adobe Fonts. So found that. And then also Poppins as like maybe just the sans serif kind of like body copy. So I have some of those. Let's just start with that. And I'm real big on naming startups with 3 letters to them. So that's what we've done. We've named it with 3 letters, recipe, and that's what we're going for today. So let's get started. Look at that. Vipin says, Jennifer Poole, how's your cat? Is your cat okay? Oh my gosh. I was like, that scares me. Make sure your cat's all right. Okay, so recipe, we're gonna put that right there. Why don't we just draw a quick little ellipse over here? Let's just jump in, get some design work done. Take the border off, give it a color just so we can see that bad boy. Head down to plugins. My favorite, one of my favorites, UI faces. It's just gonna go out and find me a face. It's gonna find that on Unsplash or some site. There we go. So we have our account or our profile. Why don't we drag this, I like this little search icon. Let's do a little top navigation here. Now, it's important to remember that as you are working with icons, especially one like this that's an SVG, let's go back over to our layer so you can see it. It's just a group of paths, right? And as we scale these paths up and down, you're actually gonna see the width or the width, the chunkiness of that icon kind of change. So you gotta keep that in mind. So I like it how it is, but maybe you need to fiddle with it. I'm gonna take this text. I kind of like this color. I don't know how I ended up with that color, but I'm just gonna drop it there, and I'm gonna make my my little icon the same off black color. Okay, so maybe we need to go a little bit less, and I'm gonna just take all those elements, use our alignment tools, line them up, group it together, call this top nav, like that. Now, speaking of navs, navigations. Sometimes when it's a Wednesday and you say the word nab, that's what happens. We should create another navigation down at the bottom. Now, I got these 2 icons. A double icon navigation is kind of interesting. You don't see a lot of bottom navigations with just 2 icons. So let's try it. Let's see if we can play with it. I'm gonna take the Y axis over here, and I'm just going -2, -3. I'm playing with it a little bit, right? I'm gonna hit my blur, so I'm just blurring that guy out, and then I'm just going to take the opacity of my shadow and just bring it down and make it real chill. I can't talk today. Command or Control bracket left to bring it behind everything. And why don't we make sure we grab these, make sure they're the same off black color, shrink them down just a little bit, and just make sure that they are leveled out. Now, I think this could be pretty cool. I'm just gonna bring my little icons down. I'm gonna go grab my other text here really quick, because I think we need labels for this thing, don't you? Because that little chef's hat, it could be anything, okay? Tim says, so good to see you again on Adobe Live. So fun to watch. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love you guys. I love being here. Love hanging out. Let's call this one recipes, okay? And I don't know why. This is just total. I just feel like that one should be over there, and this one should be over here. And then let's call this one cookbooks, like our little community cookbooks that maybe you've gathered. Each of these should be center aligned text. We're gonna line them up with the icon, group it together. Line it up together with the icon, group it together. Now, if you're real specific about spacing, here's what I could do. Here's what I usually do. I would make a copy of my little navigation. I'd fill it with another color just so I can see it, and I'd get it perfectly halfway, okay? Then I'd bring it behind and make sure that my little icon lockup is directly centered with it. Okay, so now that's how I'm finding my perfect center between the two spaced in this bar. That's just a quick way that I can do it. There's probably lots of other ways that you could do it. So I'm gonna take this and just bring the opacity of this down to about maybe 35, something like that. And that just tells us that's the inactive state. I'm gonna grab this and you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna create a component out of this. So let me call this bottom nav. If you're not used to components, let me introduce you. I'm gonna press Command or Control K to make a component out of it. And why I really wanna make a component out of this is because it's gonna go from one state to another. We have component states. So our default state is with this one active. And our new state, we'll just call it recipes over here. And yeah, so let's go to recipes. And what we wanna do is just bring this guy. So we're in our recipes state. We're double clicking, getting inside of there. 35 pixels, back up to 100. This one down to 35 pixels, okay? So now we can take our component, go back and forth between the two, okay? And the cool thing is we can reuse this component everywhere and then just animate back and forth using that. Let's create some cookbook cards. Just something nice and big like this. Let's take the border off of it. I'm just gonna grab, I like this pink color. It's just speaking to me right now, isn't it? It's nice. And I'm just gonna round the corners a little bit, maybe something like 16. You can grab, let's zoom in, grab our little corners there, or you can always go over here into our little inspector panel and hit our corner radiuses there, okay? So, wow, that's Howard Pinsky's Poppins, right? Looks great with those icons. So thank you. Is it actually Howard Pinsky's Poppins? Did he actually make that? Or I think he just loves it. That's what I think. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna Command or Control C and V and create a second one of these, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because what I wanna do is I want one of my little illustrations, and why don't we just bring our illustration on top, do a little work out here off the canvas like this. I'm gonna blow my people up, and I'm gonna make sure that the shape is on top of it, selecting both objects, the shape and the illustration. Command or Control Shift M, I've masked, okay? And now I'm bringing my mask and lining it up with the other. I can always go back inside and manipulate the item inside the mask, but now both of them are in there. I can grab the whole thing and I can call this, cookbook card, just like that, okay? I really like this text, this gastromon. So I'm gonna take this gastromon text, let's bring it inside of our cookbook card like this. And why don't we say this is a family cookbook, okay? And we'll bump that up. Do we like the black in there? I think so. I mean, this is, tell me what you think in the chat. Should we go white or should we go black? I'm actually thinking white. Let's do that. And then if you hate it, you tell me in the chat, okay? Here's what else I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab my avatar. Oh, actually, first, before I do that, let's grab this text and get in there and drop this little guy. Let's say 14 recipes inside. Do we like it two-toned? I kind of like it two-toned like that. That's not bad, actually. And then what we can do, everyone likes dark, some people like light. Okay, Associated Poppins with Howard Pinsky, because we needed to. I know Aiken, he loves it. Some people are saying black, some people are saying white. Because I'm gonna do this two-toned, I'm gonna try it like this. Well, let's try it like this. I tell you what, let's go dark. I'm gonna do it. We're going dark on this thing. I'm gonna grab my illustration, just move it down a little bit inside of our mask. Digging it, okay? And then why don't we grab our avatar, 14 recipes, and we will grab our avatar and bring it inside like this. Let's make it smaller. And why don't we repeat grid, drag out a bunch of people we're sharing this cookbook with. I'm gonna zoom in so we can see this bad boy. And then why don't I give this a border, like a white border, something like that. And then we're gonna come in and use our plugin UI Faces. And in a repeat grid, if you use the plugin UI Faces, you should get all of them filled in with fresh UI faces. Let's see. And it worked. I love it. And you got a free sound effect. Just, that's it. You got that from me. Everybody doing, Jonathan Brewery says, I don't hate it. That's good. That's a start. I guess that's good, okay? Okay, so far so good. I mean, we could do a lot more here, but let's just say that that's one card. And we could give us 20 pixels of spacing there. We're gonna take this guy and pick another fun color, like maybe a nice blue. We'll call this one Friends. How about 27 recipes? We're really cooking with the Friends quite a bit. We'll do some new UI faces in there. And while it's working, what are we doing for the next screen? I think we're gonna wanna do the recipes screen, right? So now we have our cookbook screen. I don't even know if I'm gonna use any or all of these. So I'm just gonna move these down, okay? And why don't we zoom in, bring our layers panel back up, and why don't I bring a copy of this guy over? And I'm going to, I want to do a fun auto-animate here real quick. I'm gonna bring this over like that, and I'm gonna bring it down. Then I'm gonna come over here, and I'm gonna go to my recipes, just like so. Let's do a quick animation, shall we? Let's go prototype. Come down to my recipes and animate over. And come down to my cookbook and animate back. What does that look like when we do that? We get a little tap and a tap. Now I think we did just a normal fade transition, which we should fix. We're gonna grab this again. We don't want to dissolve. We don't want transition. We want auto-animate. Yikers. Okay, here we go. Now we're gonna do a little tap and we slide those over to the left and to the right. So now we're gonna go back and forth between the two main screens of our design. Joss Van Weasel says he's loving the colors. All right, okay, thank you, I appreciate it. Let's do our recipes. Let's do something really simple. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. Go back to our design workspace. We're gonna grab our rectangle here. We're just gonna do a new version of that rectangle. Let's bring it up small like this, and let's build a component that has an image and then maybe like some text underneath it. Okay, so let's, same thing kind of here. We'll take this typography. Let's do it underneath, and let's take this down a little bit. Let's do pizza, and then maybe we just do right underneath. I'm not sure. Maybe what's the second piece of text we're gonna do there? Pizza, and then we do maybe like, yeah, 15 minutes. Let's do the amount of time it takes to do that. How do you spell margarita? Margarita? That's probably wrong. That's probably wrong. Okay, let's introduce some contrast of color. So we have a light gray and we got that thing. Cool, now I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna pull my mask out. I'm gonna bring my pizza up. Shape is on top, Command and Control, Shift M, and now we can mess with the element inside, okay? Oh, I think we needed our pizza just slightly bigger, something like that. Okay, let's get rid of this one. Let's bring this guy in. Okay, we were working away. We got a few more minutes here, but let's say that that would be, and maybe we don't like that there. Maybe we like it over on this side. I'm gonna keep it there for now. And I'm going to grab all of them. I'm going to call this a recipe card. I'm going to make a component out of it, Command or Control K. Now, a little component kind of help for you. We have our components stacking up over here. This is the master. You can tell because of the little filled in dark green diamond up there. I can delete this and bring in another one that's just an instance. That's going to help us kind of like modify all of these as we go. So let's just make sure things are lined up at the top here. And why don't we Command or Control R repeat grid. Let's bring a couple of these down, and maybe that's not what I want to do. I'm not even gonna repeat grid right now, bro. I'm just gonna 1, 2, 3, boom, we're about 20 pixels away. I'm gonna grab all of them, use my distribution tools like so. Okay, looking pretty cool. Now let's customize. I'm gonna grab my ice cream. Let's do that. Come in here and paste my ice cream inside of the mask. I just press Command C, Command or Control C, Command or Control V. Let's do homemade ice cream. I can't spell today. I can't talk or spell. Okay, everything's gonna take 15 minutes to make because that's just what we're doing. Okay, one more. Let's just inside of our mask paste this amazing image of a is that a grilled cheese? That looks like a grilled cheese sandwich. I'm gonna have grilled cheese in a second. Grilled cheese. Okay, so now we have something there. I want to do one more animation, but before I do that, I'm going to take all of these, group them together in my layers panel and call it recipes. I want to make sure that it's over here as well and down. So now when we go back to our prototype, we should see both of those come back and forth and animate in. Okay, we could play with the easing and all that kind of stuff, but I want to do one more thing before we go. I want to grab a recipe card and I want to bring it out here, okay? I want to ungroup it from the component. What I really want to do is I just want, I think, my shape to be a little bit different. So why don't we bring this in? I'm going to bring my shape and I'm actually just going to dictate it up here. How about 40 by 40? I'm going to make a square out of it. Okay, I'm going to bring my image, my masked image right there. And now we have this little, and it's kind of hard to see, but we have this little version of it right there, okay? Now here's what I'm gonna do. I want an animation when I click this. I want to see it animate down into my cookbooks, like down into the nav. So it's a little mental model that says you've stored this into a cookbook. I don't know, there'd be some more obviously functionality here. Which cookbook do you store it into? All that kind of stuff. But I just want to see some sort of little, almost like shopping cart checkout experience, okay? So why don't we do this? Why don't we take this guy? Let's do a duplicate screen here. And we're going to go down here and we're going to go the opacity down, okay? Oh, you know what? I've changed my mind. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my recipe card. I'm going to paste a version of it on top, and then I'm going to ungroup it from the component. Oh, sound good? Okay. Then I'm going to name it. Okay. I don't want the text. I just want the mask group. I'm going to call it animation. Take that animation, bring it over here, and then let's do that same thing we just did. We'll basically take it 40 by 40 and our element inside. Make sure it fills, something like that. Bring it down, and then I want to bring the opacity down, okay? And maybe I do want to bring the opacity down. I'm just going to go like this, boom. Opacity down is hanging off at the very, very bottom, okay? Then what I want to do is, it's here and it's going to grow, it's going to shrink, it's going to change. I want to create a little prototype. So go to prototype, I'm going to tap on this guy, it's going to lead there, auto-animate, but I'm going to do a little wind up because I want to see it go, whoa, like and just shove down there. That was a really weird sound effect. Let's do it a little bit slower at the start, like 0.7 seconds. And then, yeah, let's see how that goes. So I'm going to go right here, view my prototype. I should be able to click on my thing, whoop, and it animates right back down in there. It just got kind of sucked right up there. That's nice. I like it. It's cute. Let's look at it one more time. Let's just go full screen so you can see it. Whoop. And now I know that I have added that to my cookbook. All right, with that being said, we have just a few seconds here. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. I am gonna head out to Discord and look at some of yesterday's work. Just some quick stuff. We did a video sharing design yesterday. It was a 3-column. It was a tough challenge. I didn't like mine even at the end of it. And so I think you guys did a great job. This one comes from Wipe Up was the screen name, and he's got that 3-column, even put in scroll bars. I think I like it, really different. There was a couple in here that were really interesting that I wanted to get to. Where did it go? Here's a real clean neutral one. I feel like this is the way that I should have went with so much information. Maybe clean and neutral is the way to do things. This one comes from, let's see, Nick Byrne, and he submitted this. You got your contacts over here. He put his navigation on the left, and then while you're chatting, you can message right underneath, and the chats kind of store up. Like the use of color. I want to see another colorful one. Here's a purple one, kind of pops. I think purple's a tough color to play with, but a fun color to play with for sure. I like that one. That one's submitted by K Sunos. All right, what else we got? Another real chill, like by Ralph. Another really chill, kind of chilled out, like subdued, subtle version of it. That's a really, really nice way to go. All right, and one more really quickly. This one is by Michael Frost. This was a tough challenge. I think Michael Frost even simplified it a bit more, which is nice. So with that being said, let's take one more look at the schedule. What do we got coming up next? Finishing with me right now drawing along with Kyle T. Webster. And then after that is designing in 3D with Alex Lazarus. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you for joining me today. The Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. We'll be back here, same time tomorrow, same place, same URL, same dude, following along and doing fun stuff and chatting with you guys inside of the chat here at Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. We'll see you tomorrow. Hope you guys have a fantastic Wednesday.